people find their culture today. Now we got to help people because a lot of people don't realize the technology we got today actually make it easy to be able to hurry up and pop, 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 pop. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and use them Google fingers for something that's actually needed. But if you knew, you already know what time it is, man. What's good, man? It's a spiritual channel where we talk about the spiritual truth for how to utilize energy on a day-to-day basis, man. And y'all already know what time it is. We got to talk about how the energy be utilized against us and what we could do as the people to utilize our energy in better ways. So when we talk about things like that, man, it's actual real life stuff that you go out there and actually research and try to figure out what's wrong with you, why you can't find your culture. Now, the thing about it is once everybody start finding out their culture, the benefits to it is we can stop being puppets or stop being, you know, basically slaves for these big time entities that don't give us no mind. No matter how hard you break your butt, no matter if you was there for 40 years, 50 years at a job. Say if you was 40, 50 at Walmart, right? You would think the person that was there when that Walmart got built and was, you know, basically keeping it up when times was hard and the store was going through stuff and couldn't hire people and, you know, the store going through a crash, that same person sitting there kept it up. You know, you would think stuff like that, that person would be able to receive some type of income or whatnot, right? That'll happen right now at your family. If you did something for somebody, they might look back, not saying everybody look for you to owe them or something, but a lot of times that is going to happen where someone be like, yo, I scratch your back, why you can't scratch mine? So when we living in a world like that, we live in where we're just scratching backs and our back ain't getting scratched. When something happened to us, why is we seeing the people that just like us, that's from where we're from, and we're in our own country? How can somebody put prices and how can somebody put these things on us? This is why, because it all got something to do with our culture. How can they charge us for water that everybody drink? How can they charge us basically for wastewater, bathroom and stuff that everybody got to use the restroom? And the thing about it is they use science and come up with terminology to explain why they ain't got to do something. So like basically with the gas thing, they use fossil fuel. You get what I'm saying? They try to use that as the all to make it like, okay, it's because of the fossil fuel usage. We can't sit here and give everybody free gas. So boom. So now when you go to the electricity and stuff like this, it's always something where they have a reason for why we got to pay for stuff that everybody in the world need to live, which makes no sense. Because before they came and put a price on stuff, and not even that, ask a homeless person. You can't even be homeless in peace without them trying to tell you to get off this certain property, this certain land, even if somebody never moved there. So we seeing people that, you know, how they rule the world. Basically, we can see houses and stuff empty for years, but we can see people on the streets, you know what I'm saying, steady going through the same thing that everybody else was once going through. So, and from this point, it looked like it's getting worse and worse as the years go by. You know what I'm saying? And it seemed like it should have been better because you got all these apps, you got all this freedom to be able to get on the internet and be able to just pull up things to be able to make some income or be able to find ways to be able to bring something in. But nah, that ain't the way it's set up. So even when they play games and stuff like that, it's basically to keep us from actually realizing what's going on. As long as we don't realize what's going on, as long as we don't give it too much attention, we're gonna keep working and keep going, which is cool. We understand that the world takes work, or you need to actually have your hands into things for things to get done. But it's just the point of how they want you to get it done. You go that hard, and how you can get treated behind it just because it's the law. So now you got things what they're called minimum wage, but you literally can't live off that wage. You get what I'm saying? At this point in time, so it's like crazy because they expect for certain things to happen, and you're the person that's making the whole store or the whole business run. And without you or us as in total, the business don't run. So that's the crazy part about it. When it starts to get down to why is it important for you to realize your culture? So now you start realizing stuff was stole from you, and no matter how many deals we made with these people, look how they making over it. But now if we got other people that's like lawyers and stuff, because it take more than just one. You might got somebody that know laws that be like, yo, I know a law that if you could figure this part out, I could meet you halfway so you can end up getting this land for your family and stuff like that. Boom. That is the way that it's supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? Well, we able to help each other, but our lawyers and stuff like that, especially the good ones, the ones that's even bad ones, right? Because a bad lawyer for the state would be a good lawyer because they'll do whatever it takes to try to get over, to get one up on the, you know, the public defense or whatever. So at the end of the day, this is exactly how it goes, man. So digging into it is we all watching how when we don't have no culture, what happens to us? We're working for people and we doing all this back in our back, going at each other. You know what I'm saying? And we don't got nobody to blame. Right now, we hearing people at a job complain to each other. A lot of people, if y'all don't work and stuff, you might not know what I'm talking about. But if you're working around people that's in a facility or a retail store, any of that, you see how it is. It's like, okay, you got the foods, not with the nutrition, so our body wearing out fast. You got them steady giving us minimum, like a small amount of pay, so you can't even make what you need to make happen. But yet, we in a world where people just don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Where they just like, you know what? Let's just keep it going. Let's just keep doing whatever, even though we see every year, every 8 years is getting a lot worse. We done had a recession, inflation. What's the next word they're going to come up with? And they're going to come up with a word to explain what's going on. But it makes no sense. So they put prices and add more to things that shouldn't even make sense. So and what do the inflation, what do the world got to do with the prices of cars as them being first released? Why it got to be high? Why the prices of houses being released? It ain't like that brick all of a sudden gain some magical power or some shit. So how do the value of these things end up going up? So you watching a world where what happened when you don't have no culture and no identity, where you can't identify what is actually going on, you keep getting fucked over, right? Let's look at it like this. Even Kai said it, right? The Trinidadians, the Jamaicans, and all them, they don't have the food coloring and artificial stuff going on like we do, right? When you go to any other country that's really on that, besides don't use UK, but any other one, they're not with that junk. They showing us clearly, like, yo, obviously, we're getting tried and we're not saying nothing about it. You get what I'm saying? It's like, yo, we get paid pennies on a dollar and be broke our whole life. A guy from India move in and got way more money than us. We ain't questioning stuff like that. To be honest, in America, when I go to a store, it should be American behind that counter. It should be American that's the store owner. Why is there so many foreigners in a country that's not theirs? So when we start looking at stuff like this, man, it get deep. Tell me I remember you from Iraq. Man, you stupid. Man, y'all just be saying stuff. But either way, man, either way, when it comes to stuff like that, you got like distractions. Even that person right there, that's exactly how the Illuminati play. They do the same tricks. I wouldn't be surprised if that person wasn't a Freemason. But like I'm going to tell you, like I'm going to tell every other Freemason, man, if you're a Freemason, get your shit together, because you the ones that's getting treated crazy. You the one that don't know the truth about whatever God you pick, and allowing these people to tell you, hey, you have to make these certain sacrifices, go to these certain meetings and stuff in order for you to get it. That's dumb as hell. So you're actually waiting for a man to give you some type of knowledge. That sounds like some big shit. So otherwise, let's keep it going. So he said, yeah, bro, I'll do all that in the car, bro, whatever. But yeah, when you get down to the deepness, man, it's serious, because you think about it like this. You got idiots like him. That nigga probably don't get no girls. Probably don't got nothing to actually live for. So he might not give a fuck, but he just be tuning in. But like, thank you for coming in, because now what you do is put it in the algorithm. The people that's around you, when you clicked on the video, it put it around the people that's around you. So we appreciate the hate too. You know what I'm saying? Bring some more of your troll homeboys too, so we could go up. Because that's the way you go up when you talk about spirituality. But when you talk about stupidity and something that somebody can't learn from, like what Castanet, Aiden, and all those guys do, they don't get this much hate. They don't get this much, what's the name? Like I told y'all the other day with LeBron James, no matter how many times he dunked the ball, when he get dunked that ball, it's going to be 1,000 people sharing the video. No matter what Cardi B got going on. When she get in an argument with Offset, it's going to be 1,000 people sharing that video. More than thousands. Y'all know what I mean. It'll be thousands from each platform. So we see where our attention span in America, what it goes to. We more worried about drama and more worried about destroying each other, like the genocide they taught us, instead of us coming together and trying to figure this shit out. Like, yo, why is we steady going through these same systems, and these systems haven't worked for us or our grandparents before us? You even have people now, I don't know, do y'all pay attention? But people have to come out of their retirement now, that's 77 years old, and get out here and start working. Now imagine you being 77 years old, could barely hold a bowel movement, but now you got to hold down a fucking job that's slaving the hell out of you. And when you're done, you're getting paid $25 an hour, but you just watch this company make $6,000 off of the work that you just did. And that was in one day. But I'm the problem. I'm the guy that's, you know what I'm saying? That's crazy, man. That's the world that we live in, and this is how slow people is, man. So if y'all can't expect everybody to come together, everybody not a grown spirit. It's some babies out this bitch. So we don't expect for the babies to go ahead and take charge to nothing. It's going to be adult spirits that have to come together. Either you're an adult spirit lawyer, if you're a land advisor, we need people like that. We need somebody with actual intelligence in other areas. Just like, I mean, this one area where we could bring all these areas together and make a better place for the ones that actually want a better place of living. Because it's not right to get charged light, electricity, and we're the ones plugging it up, disconnecting it. Y'all know how many people almost lost their life disconnecting somebody's lights? Yeah, they ain't pay their bill, but do y'all know, understand the genocide between that? That's already genocide. Hey, you ain't pay your bill. Hey, you ain't pay your car note. Like, look at how we battle each other in order to take something from each other, but yet it'll be somebody up there that's clowning. Man, come on, bro. Share the video to your other clown friends. One of them might want to get the fuck out of that sleep and slumber. You get what I'm saying? Hey, who are you? I'm OG Drip, man. And what the drip stand for is the water. Water spiritually means wisdom. So and also meant emotion. So when I'm done talking to people, it leaves a little emotion on them, and it also leaves them with some wisdom, so they can be able to plant their trees, aka they seed, their thoughts, images, and ideas, and be able to come up with things and cycle it for themselves. So, aka, I'm OG Drip. I'm here to helping people remember who they are. So anybody that lived lives before this life, I'm here to help you remember who you are. Just like I remember who I am, you can do the same thing. I'm not a narc. Whatever I do, you could do as well. You know what I'm saying? That's what makes us unique, though, in the same way. It might come from a different way, but once we put all that teamwork together, it actually get a beautiful picture going on. It's just like your organ system. You can't control your organs, but if your organs all working together, it's a beautiful thing. You don't even realize what's going on. But as soon as one organ having a problem and going against another one, you know what I'm saying? Now you're starting to feel that the teamwork not be there as much. So now you're starting to feel expiration dates, just like everything. Everything has an expiration date, but that do not take away from internal spirit. The spirit goes on. The body and the mind could die off. The mind could die off right now. You could change your mind about something. So we know the mind could die as well. And we also know the same way that people used to think is not the same way they think now. You get what I'm saying? We can look at the society and see that. We can see modern women right now and modern men right now and see that. We see little wimps and they wearing shirts way cut the fuck up here. You know what I'm saying? And the character behind it ain't even about what they wearing. It's about the character behind it, what they putting on the image. So we're looking at this type of stuff goes on while we just sit back and be like, damn, why we ain't got our culture? What is he talking about? Just take your city, wherever you're from, the county, Google, hey, before colonization, or you could put in 1504, what was the tribe that stayed in whatever your county is? If you stayed in Putnam County, if you stayed in Alachua County, if you stayed in Citrus County, if you stayed in Orange County, put that in. So therefore, now you're finding out what Native Americans was in that area. Now, this was going to bring you to the wars and bring you to the mishaps, because the reason why this is important, because we all got tricked out of something. And when we got tricked out of it, we had shook hands and made agreements. And because they went and killed our forefathers and stuff, and and it didn't, bred over our women, now it's like, everybody mutts, everybody confused. Don't nobody know who they is. You got German in you, got Irish in you, you got Jamaican in you, you got African in you, but yet we letting people culture identifies by saying you a black person, you a white person. So when we're allowing them to do this, this is allowing us to separate even more. So we're watching us conquer and divide amongst each other. So that's what genocide is. If you guys don't know, genocide is basically like teaching somebody to kill off their own group. You know what I'm saying? You say, hey, what else? You free them then, shoot. You know what I'm saying? No, nigga, what the hell? No, don't speak quickly. It's the intellect. I don't have to think about what I'm speaking because it's common sense. If you have to think about what you're speaking, that lets you know you learned this from a public school system where it taught us all the same thing. Now, the only upper hand you get is when you go to private school. Now they give you like advancements towards understanding interest rates and understanding the principles and morals of money and business. I done been to both, trust me, I know. So when it come down to that, this is the thing we're saying. When you say stuff like that, you help prove to me that the school system have really failed. Not only did it fail for actually helping people get educated, imagine how many people go to school their whole life and how many people actually successful. So it has nothing to do with your success. You see Castanet where he quit a college to become more successful. So we know the schooling ain't got nothing to do with it, even how they set up their own plan. So at the end of the day, this is how it goes, man. But when you speaking fast and you can speak on that, that's because I could think quick, bro. I don't have to like really sit there to focus on it because it's simple. It makes sense. It just, we talk so long and get so used to it that the things now seem complicated, but it don't supposed to be complicated. It's supposed to be simple. It's supposed to be even a baby can understand. It's supposed to be like 1, 2, 3 steps. The 1 being the father, the 2 being the mother, the 3 being the child, and then the 1 being the knowledge, the woman being the wisdom, which is the 2, then the 3 being the understanding. So you got to have these type of things. If you don't have understanding or intelligence, you're not going to have to know how to use knowledge and wisdom when you need to. So like me, I'm street smart. So not only do I know how to get on here and move around, I also know how to go into the streets and carry myself. But a dude like you in the comments that's saying crazy shit, you could never say none of that in real life because somebody gonna grab you and beat you up. You know what I'm saying? And that's just gonna be what it is. So I appreciate that. So either way, man, this just what it is. It's facts. It just show how small-minded people is. They'll rather attack somebody instead of trying to understand like what this person's saying. You worried about my speed of my talking, you worried about everything else except what the fuck I'm saying. So it's a person like you where they pull wool over, or you just a Freemason trying to get a crowd of hurt individuals or a whole bunch of stupid people that's low IQ like you and get them agree with you. But so if I even pulled you up and told you to teach us something that most of us might not know about, you wouldn't be able to do it. I done brought about the French War, Indian War, you know what I'm saying? Different type of stuff where it never was taught of us in school, but somehow they skipped us past that history and put us right into this. You get what I'm saying? So I even talk about how deep it goes to 1865 of it still being Native American wars against England and against the French put together. You know what I'm saying? They all have like collapse when they coming at people. So they come together. You see what I'm saying? They know the powers that be or the elites. They know to come together and run the world. They know that we not going to get together. We're not going to get along. We're going to rather stone each other, rather throw things at each other. And that's what the Mason mind taught us, how to destroy each other no matter what, in order for us to feel more important. So some people will rather come over here and talk shit just for them to feel better inside their head, which when they lay down, they still feel horrible about themselves. So we got those type of people out here in the world. You know what I'm saying? But, hold on, let me put this on the charger. But that's just what we're dealing with. We're dealing with a world and a society where you have people that's actually agents, and they might not know they're an agent. But if you're one of those people, you know what I'm saying, it's okay. You're an agent. Everybody ain't on the same side. We see that. We see it's two sides. So we can't expect someone to actually understand how deep this junk go. Let's see it. Okay, cool. Let me see what you said. Yeah, Freemasons have different ranks and stuff. You said greeting you from Iceland. That's good. It's going way like that, because that'd be another thing too. Because they used to lie to us all the time about what other countries doing and how they living. You know what I'm saying? And they used to always get us with that and try to make us do provide for this company and do this and do that. And now all of a sudden they done stop doing it. Now Israel, Palestinian, all that shit is what y'all taught in the Bibles. That's the same thing in the Bibles. The Bibles don't talk about Native Americans at all. That's the reason why these people do not have culture. And I like the way they finding these Freemasons and just throwing them up. Niggas say, man, what you talking about? I'm talking about how our culture, just like it say by the title, how we lost our culture. You know what I'm saying? How to find your culture as well. So whatever city and state you're in, the only thing you gotta do is find out what Native American tribes was running that facility. So when you find that out, you actually got access to more things. So instead of us getting just like, what I was gonna say, free Palestine. Man, y'all gotta stop, bro. Y'all trolls make me laugh, bro. I can't get serious with y'all, man. Y'all boys dumb as hell, man. For real, bro. And what, and no Palestinians in the Bible? So they ain't talking about, okay, bro. But either way, it get deep though. When we talk about the Bible, we talk about religion and stuff like that. Religion is a world. Each part of the world supposed to have their own worldview of how their world work. Everybody's worlds don't work the same. So if you came to US don't work the same way as you know, Brazil. The Brazil don't work the same way as the UK, and all this shit don't work the same. So we see how people operate in the way that we move. Like for instance, when you come to America, we more like chaotic. We more like wow. We like more like untamed. That's because we had the Native American way of not laying down and getting down with the program. We actually used to be tough. We actually used to stand for something. Now we all watered down, just like I said the other day. Castanet could say that to us and get offended about being a black American, although they dress like us, speak like us, and have us subscribe to whatever they got going on. It always be like that, bro. The people we support don't support us, and that's just how it is. So when we don't have a culture, we don't know how to identify this stuff. So we let them pull a wool over our eye, and we have battles out of each other. So no matter if you're a Freemason, now you're against everybody that's not a Freemason. And now if you're a Moor, now you're against everybody that's not a Moor. For you to, in order to get hierarchy, for you to be feeling more important, you had to take these certain oaths. That's the same thing when they come with, when we giving them value for between their money and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So when it get to that type of stuff, this is the reason why we need to have our culture, so we can understand it. But it's damn wind cold as hell in here. But yeah, man, let me get out some, y'all. Get the sweat. Gotta get in. What's up, dog? What's up, Anna? What's good? See, we need more people that's actually real people, not no damn bots or no synthetic Freemason that just coming and just talking junk and don't know what's going on in life. But we appreciate them coming, but they just can't offer us no knowledge. So they be low-rank Freemasons. The only thing they taught is just to go attack someone that sounds like they know what they're talking about. So instead of me going over there and see what they're talking about, let me throw sidetracks and have the comments or the people that watch on the review have them looking at it a certain way. So what they're doing is the same thing how you would do right now. If you never thought about a whale having 4 legs, you're not gonna have no feelings, no emotion, no none of that for that, right? Even though it's crazy, at the same time, if you don't have thoughts for stuff, you don't have no emotion towards it. So what they do is sway the mind to have a thought about something. So now when you're thinking about that something, they basically esoterically caught you, because your sixth dimension is what you pay attention to. Your fifth dimension is based off your feelings and emotions. This is the feminine. This is the feminine realm. You know, your masculine realm is your fourth dimension. This is based off your thoughts and your image and how you take actions in life. So what they like to do is they like to throw thoughts at people, so make people pay attention to something that get them distracted, and they're more distracted into that than what actually a person talking about. So you get what I'm saying? Make sure y'all share the video too. So hey, even if it ain't for you, it might be for somebody else. Everybody ain't meant to be woke. And I'm talking about the real woke, not no woke how these kids be talking, they need to go their ass back to sleep. You get what I'm saying? I'm talking about consciously woke and subconsciously woke. But consciously woke only get you but so far. When you subconsciously woke, you know how to move in the path that you already have been down before. So that's why I said I'm here to help people remember who they is. If they don't want to remember who they are, that's on them. So at the end of the day, that's something they own. You know what I'm saying? We don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? I know how life goes. That's how I go. I can keep it pushing. So at the same time, this just to show you how a real spirit come. I could sit here and talk all this spiritual talk, Native American talk, and then go hang out with some motherfuckers that sliding on blocks. It ain't too many of y'all that could do that shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like if y'all into one thing, y'all in there only. So if you from the hood, only thing you know is Christianity and how to wreck out about Jesus Christ. You get what I'm saying? So when you got an educated brother that actually know what he's talking about, that you could go research the same shit yourself, and then you ain't got to do research. You could go outside and see these things happen. Just like I tell people all the time, we all come out of nowhere. 40 years ago, I was not right here. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't even thought of. But now I'm here in the flesh. You get what I'm saying? That's because what? Two things came together to make another. So if I said a one being a father and a two came together, how y'all learn in school, y'all learn 1 + 2 is 3, right? And I just said the 3 would be the understanding or the child. So if you look at it from a realm perspective, it's always in threes. You got the spiritual realm, the mental realm, and the physical. So as a spirit realm, we come into the mental realm off of whatever thought process or whatever our spirit vibrate more towards. So this is how we kind of pick our parents. So you ain't got to keep living your life like it's a disgrace, little Freemason dudes. You get what I'm saying? Y'all ain't got to keep acting like everything is a flaw. No, you pick your life. You chose this. You chose your path. You just don't understand it because you don't understand what your spirit is attracted to, because you never know about your spirit, because you only know about your mind and your physical because it's taught from man. You get what I'm saying? Where they could play the role of being that spirit for you. So when they say man play the role of God, this is what they're literally saying. So instead of you waiting for that plant to come and God tell you, hey, that vegetable is right or that fruit is right, now you're rushing it. You're hitting it with quick fertilizer. You're growing it in the lab. You're doing everything against God. How God made a sun off of fusion, pressure, and friction. Now we could do that thing. Now you see people doing it. You see them creating electronic things. You see jumper cables. You see the battery from a car. You see these things. So when I'm talking shit, it's real shit. We can actually see this stuff. Okay, you can't get these sparks from this without having these two opposites. That's just like when you're trying to have electric. You got to have one copper and one tin. So we got to understand how metals work within inside themselves. Because we have these same metals in our body. These same metals exist in the earth. And these same metals exist in plants and animals. None of us is actually different. Only thing that make us different is that we have a conscience, which also make us stupid because depending on what we're sixth dimensional paying attention to, we could get adopted by it. So if I said the sixth dimension is like basically like a spaceship of the mentalities. So anybody that's paying attention to it get caught up into it. So why y'all think they call a TV a television? Because they're telling your vision what you need to try to live to fulfill things. So now we can fake stuff like Walt Disney, where we actually think some of these things is real. So not only do they play every single god that they gave us, so they try to play Neptune as well. So when our dreams, imaginations, and things like that, they try to play the role of that, of controlling that. So that's the reason why they give us like stuff that might give you nightmares, because it got a lot of mercury in it, a lot of lead in it. You know, they learn these things. They specifically study these things. They study the body of the human to know how a human responds. So even if you're in a court of law, even those ways, those tactics, even teach you how a person's body may respond when they're going through something, or how they may be acting, you know, when they're lying about something, or so forth. So when you take all these practices, it's just really them analyzing people. They try to keep a foot on them. You know what I'm saying? And it get us to go against each other with it. So now I'm tracking you for this company. I'm whooping your ass. I'm chasing you down and try to take you to jail for this company. And then at the end of the day, if I was to go to jail, this company ain't gonna do nothing for me. But you get what I'm saying? I'm out here sacrificing myself for the company, but the company ain't gonna sacrifice jack for me. Even though they have a lot that will offer, and I don't have much to offer. And now I'm talking about I as in the people, all of us, not just me. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, all of us, because it ain't like that. You know what I mean? But this is just how we have an understanding of what's going on in the world. So when we get lost tribes and people can't identify themselves, it could be other countries talk shit. Like, y'all should be tired of other countries always talking about their country better, but they come here and they be more rich than us, and they feel like they run the world because they like, yo, whatever you're doing in life, you're not doing right. Cause look at me, look at you. You know what I'm saying? So it could create a whole bunch of narcs where they could feel like they special groups and someone owed them something. So when they come to America, they act like somebody owed them. And I'm not talking about Mexican people. That's still part of America. We talking about overseas when I talk about this stuff. We talking about if it wasn't possible for a boat, you would have never got here type stuff. You know what I mean? It literally took man to come up with a boat and a way for them to be able to extract other men to be able to control the world. Before they got their ass over here, like I said, they didn't even know how to vegetate things. They didn't know how to grow crops and stuff. So they came here, Native Americans taught them medicines, taught them how to grow crops, taught them how to get rid of certain sicknesses that they came with by giving them herbal teas, coffees, I don't forgot what the little other thing is, the ban fruit, all these different type of things that they hide from us and that they split over. And now the only thing we get is a bunch of shit that's from NASA. Just like I told y'all, we go out here every day and we look up. We see two things. We see a sun and we see a moon. But right now, if you ask majority of the people that's by you, what's special about the sun and the moon and what does it do for our life, they won't even be able to answer that, but yet see the life happening every day. Because without the sun and the moon, we don't know the day from the day. We don't know the night from the night. So this all goes together with the atmosphere. So like I was explaining earlier to somebody, if you're paying attention to all of this here, you're only going to have a rotten mind because that's all you're paying attention to. So it's just like the light, that same light that a plant uses for the sun. The sun, a plant goes towards the sun. If you ever put a plant away from it in the darkness, it's going to lean, the plant will start growing lean to try to get towards the sun. So we know this is what we pay attention to. So what they do is make days and categories of how they want you to pay attention. So this is the reason why you have a Monday, a Tuesday, a Wednesday. So you have the sun being in the moody position or the moon's position when you have Monday. That's taken away from an O. You got Sunday when the sun is actually in his native or rightful position. That's just like right now what we're dealing with. We're dealing with the sun being in Leo. That's the native position. So that's just like how a lot of people say the reason how the Europeans came up with the Leo constellation was when they look at us like animals. They see all these lions. When the lions come out, all the animals from the kingdom come and hear what the lion got to say or pay attention to the lion in that way. So that's why when we meet Leos, no matter if it's good or bad, they know how to get attention. Even if it's down, bro, you always getting somebody to notice that you just did this, bro. You know what I'm saying? Or damn, boy, you be getting all the likes and views. It's always gonna be like a Leo when it comes to that type of stuff. That's something they naturally respond with because their sun signs with that. Now, when it comes down to the sun, the moon, these things was giving us abilities to have different placements. That's why you have different sun signs, different moon signs. But due to us being so Western Hemisphere, we only know about the zodiac system, do not understand the Eastern Orthodox, which is like Vedic astrology, and how to put that together in our real life. Now, a farmer would know what Vedic astrology is. They'll be like, hey, the time of the crops with the corn gonna be when the nights is long. You get what I'm saying? So when the nights go to be longer, when we have 14 hours of darkness, this is when the plants go into a different state. When we have more of a day, this is where they go into a vegetation state. So we see this, that just like a person, if you always in the light, you're going to know how to move. If you always in the dark and then come out to the light, you're not going to know what to expect. So this is another reason why you shouldn't keep something bottled up in you, because by the time it come out, it's not going to be the same as you thought. So this works with everything. This works with the plants, animals, us, everything. You know what I'm saying? So you don't realize how deep something go. And the deeper something go, the darker it get. The lighter something get, the shadow it get, or the brighter. So we see these things in spectrums of light, like the sun. The sun is just a light form of the same thing that's being accumulated. The sun is the event that's happening. That's why I have different event days. You have a Monday, that's a different event day than a Sunday. That's a different event day than a Tuesday. So then you have the nightfalls of those. So when people don't understand the 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. methods, they don't understand the rising star, or some would say Lucifer, the morning star. You know, so when we understand these allegories, we can understand it all. So you can understand all religions without getting caught up into one. So you can see how each one of them have their point where they're clearly ruled by man. So even when it comes to our education system, education, politics, business, entertainment, and so forth, no matter which way we go, they always do. You know what I'm saying? And that's how it plays. So that's why LeBron shake hands with a president. think about it. A guy that's playing basketball and a guy that's trying to come up with politics to rule the world actually ain't got nothing to do with each other. But when they're creating the narratives and try to control them and sway them, like they probably doing in the comments, that's why I ain't reading none of them. You just gotta go. You can't let these motherfuckers hold you back. They have been doing that for years. Some of these motherfuckers actually get paid to like bring hell to people's life. You know what I'm saying? If y'all know what really happened to me, y'all know how deep that goes. You know what I mean? But regardless, when it comes down to this, you can't be afraid. America have got pussy. We're scary now. We're not like we used to be. We're not cut like we used to be. The stuff we say we used to not go for, we're going for it now. Not only is we paying bills and paying all this money for food, but we're paying for food that's not even food. So yeah, other countries might be going through something, but at least they getting food when they pay for it. We paying for artificial coloring and stuff that's killing our kids, making our kids can't think right, controlling their hormones so they don't know how to feel. You got something called asexual. So they're showing different ways to depopulate us. So when you don't understand culture, what you cause is being part of the depopulation. Because you don't take away, you only add on to the pile of shit that's already going. So that's the reason why I like to break that down, man. Because at the end of the day, teamwork make the dream work. Right now, the team that we playing on is the team of negativity. So if you come up with a shit talking video, you might have more support than just a straight supportive video. I'm not even sitting here talking shit about nobody. I ain't said nothing bad about nobody. So you would have thought it shouldn't even be no negativity, ain't even that type of situation. But no, due to the positivity of me trying to wake my people up and get us to understand, yo, we got a lot of lost history that they didn't even bother to teach us because it's a reason why they didn't teach us. It's a reason why they didn't do this. It's a reason why they lied about going to the moon. It's a reason why they control the weather by using seed clouding and stuff like that. It's reasons behind it. It's not like these people doing stuff and it has nothing to do with their craft. All of it goes together. So they believe in teamwork, make the dream work too. That's why they got motherfuckers like all of us employing their businesses that keep them growth. But anybody in that business get hurt, no matter how important they is to the business, no matter how much they put themselves into certain situations for that business, they're not getting the same thing. They're not getting none of the cut. I don't give a damn if you work there 40 years and a business somebody bought a business and been owning it for 2, they're not gonna give you nothing, bro. And they don't owe you nothing. Should at least be some laws where saying, hey, if I worked it for a company this long, even if they fire me, they should be giving me money every month. I helped make this company. I literally kept it going. So until then, obviously people like that because they don't like to listen to shit like this. So obviously they're okay and cool with it. That's cool and fine and dining. Well, how about us as the people get with a land advisor, good lawyers, and find a way that we could come up with our own laws, our own state facility, our own lines, our own mirror, our own stuff of how things gonna orchestrate. And we don't need the energy from the world. We can learn this stuff ourselves the same way we do at these places we employ. The guy that's fixing on a generator with electricity, he's like us. He's not a business owner. The owner, you go tell the owner to even go to his burger stand and make his burger. Gonna take him 5 minutes, but it takes an average employee 25 seconds. Do you get what I'm saying? So they don't even be knowing what they're running themselves. And then you'll see a business that been open for 15 years, but only get 4 customers a whole year. So when you start seeing stuff like this, but you'll see a black business or someone that's in the hood or a certain area and a certain Democrats, and they'll be going through stuff, and it's like they can't make it out. No matter how much money that business you seen them making, it falls off because they ain't do this, because they ain't do that. So it's always some type of loophole that we always got to focus on. How is so many loopholes? We all live in the same world, but y'all got so many secrets that we don't find out until your ass already in grass or your ass already on the fire. So now you find out, oh damn, I gotta report my taxes. Oh damn, I gotta do this. You know what I'm saying? It's stuff like that where it shows we're actually fucked up. You say you're a goofy little nigga. I know, bro. Like, nigga, I'm 33. One thing about it, man, 2 things for sure is you saying somebody goofy, bro, it ain't helped the world. You ain't did shit. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no hoes gonna be with you. You obviously ain't got no girlfriend, because if you had a lady, she'd be like, baby, why the fuck you over there fucking with that man? And if you is a girl, you obviously ain't got no man, because he'd be like, babe, what the fuck is you saying that for? What's the point of even saying that? Like, you're not getting nowhere. You're not teaching nobody nothing. Oh, yeah, I know. That's good, bro. So at the same time, this is the stuff we be talking about. That's why when I go through these videos, I talk fast and I don't pay them attention. Because we got to understand, these the same motherfuckers that getting a little bit more special opportunities than you is. But now they feel like they have to fulfill this agenda. You got agents, man. Ain't nobody just say everybody, put it like this. If we want to put a religious side to it, everybody ain't on God's side, man. You feel what I'm saying? Everybody ain't on God's side. It ain't like I'm up here saying we need to stop listening to rap. I ain't sitting here telling nobody to change their lifestyle. All I'm just saying, talking about is what to identify how we just got tricked out of something. And we study going on with it. And every month we see it get worse and worse. Every year we see it get worse and worse. We've seen where one person could have took an income 30 years ago and made a living, but that same income now won't get them in that same position. So what we're seeing is the world getting worse in the predicament that it is. We're seeing kids and even adults not even be interested in each other no more. We're allowing them to actually depopulate the world without having to use a vaccine, which is using us. That's genocide. So that's what you're doing now. You have the feminist group, the alpha male, and they both wrong. They both have points that do not make sense because your body automatically adjusts to something. As a man, you're going to be more about your actions and your image. As a man, if you're not going to take actions, somebody slap you and you allow them to slap you, you're going to look more weak as a man than you was if you was a woman and somebody slapped you. To be honest, if you was a woman and somebody slapped you, somebody might actually feel that good at feminine energy, 60% feel bad for you. Versus a man, they going to be like, hey, why you ain't do nothing? Because you're a man. You supposed to be out there and on that. So we got things where it's like they trying to pick on what the men doing from the feminist perspective. And then from the man perspective, they're jealous of the women. You get what I'm saying? It's like, why is you happy that, why is you mad that she could do that? Y'all allowed it. Simps, people that's corny, people that don't know the game. Y'all allowed this to happen. Because if it's a receiving energy and y'all done made it a mass collection of receiving, that's because this the energy that y'all been putting out the whole time. So as we're going to come from one end, it's got to come from the others too. So you see these people going hard on each other to the point that the kids growing up, and I'm from the hood. Hear me out. I'm from the fucking hood. These kids ain't worried about where that girl at, man. And you seeing that little boy, they ain't on that. They worried about trying to catch a hat, trying to do this with each other. They're not even worried about real life stuff, man. Look at these kids. When I was 25, 15, the killing rate wasn't near the same. Now it's in every hood, somebody trying to kill each other. So they're teaching you at a fine level of how to do genocide. Start beef, join a gang. So if you're not in a gang, you're in a religion, which is a gang. You didn't know that, did you? You was repping Jesus. You get what I'm saying? You was repping that shit. So anything that went against Jesus, you was against it. Even if it's a person that you don't know nothing about. Even if your whole life you only know about Jesus, you never went against it to even try to learn what's the true story. That's like growing up and your mama and daddy not together and you listen to your mama's story the whole time. Oh, your daddy evil, he this, he that. And then when you get around your pops, you see that the nigga wasn't a bad person. Actually, the nigga everything you liked. You get what I'm saying? Like, we got to stop doing stuff like that when we don't have the experience ourselves. So they let you know these could be coming from baby spirits. They're scared to go out there. They don't know what's about to happen. They're not strong enough to protect themselves. They don't have the instinct. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to battles and wars, they do stuff like get in the comments and say shit that ain't gonna help nobody. You get what I'm saying? That ain't put nobody else no further up. Didn't help me, didn't help them. Just was a waste of time. And that's what all of us have been doing. Wasting time when we're dealing with this stuff. But anyway, yeah. Nah, hell no. What the hell? They talking about some of you getting deported. Boy, you funny as hell. See, if y'all trolls say something funny, I actually laugh, bro. You know what I'm saying? But and that's because I don't give a fuck. Cause I got a sense of humor too. Sense of humor too. I'm talking about sense of humor. Sense of humor too. So I can understand when it's certain jokes and junk. But let's make them logical jokes. Roast me about something that's actually real. Don't sit there and just say shit in the comments that we all just lost and don't know what's going on. So when we have people like that, I get to take y'all and I get to stretch the video out. I get to actually talk more on more points because it just shows what goes on. So it just shows how idiots is in control of algorithms. We see it now. So we don't get shadow banned by the government. We get shadow banned by idiots because they only push up stuff that they want to see has nothing to do with their real life. You know why? A lot of these people gave up in themselves. And a lot of them, instead of killing themselves, they'll rather run around and try to torment other spirits. We done been told that in every fucking spiritual book that ever came out. It ain't never been something where it ain't like that. You get what I'm saying? So it's always like that, man. So when it says God is good, I'm going to use that, right? Even for that. God is good. But if God is good and man is playing your role of God, guess what you'll end up doing? Saying man is good. And that ain't no diss to you. That's just to show you how deep this shit go. Because every God form is a form of a man or a form of a woman, which still is the world, means man, which is human. No human. Human and God is not the same thing. So when we talk about, magical things popping up, where did this tree come? No matter how long you've been alive, you never seen where a tree come from. Only thing you know is it comes from the ground, or you know that it comes from the stuff that you're saying get dropped. So you have the things to be able to see how the life keep recycling itself, but it's just y'all don't have the faith to believe it. So they got y'all to stop believing in stuff like that and got you to start believing in man. So man went to using logic and science to try to explain something that's happening, even if they don't know the name of it. Like I explained with water and blood. Those two just forms of water, but instead of them calling it water and water, they'll give it a certain name and try to make it like it's different chemicals inside of it. Do y'all know that our whole periodic table, when they're talking about two oxygens and two carbons and all that, how they say H2O and they don't even know how to create water? They only know how to manipulate water. You get what I'm saying? They don't know how to create clean drinking water. They can't do it. You get what I'm saying? It's just what it is. So we're looking at them, can't create clean water, can't create a big exterior source of light to keep it daylight without them having to use 1,000 watts of goddamn microwaves and shit and try to put it in the sky. So everything you see, you're actually seeing them try to be God. You're seeing them try to leave from out of earth, which they know not true. So you're actually seeing them try to rule everything that's here, but yet we all attacking each other. Yet LeBron dunked something right now that bitch go viral for 3 weeks. And get what we learned? He's stupid too. As good as LeBron is, as good as all those players is, right? If those players was to realize, hold on, we getting played as Americans, we're playing the game, we're the one bringing entertainment, we're the ones selling the tickets, we the ones bringing up all everything. You know what I'm saying? We bringing people from that normally didn't watch basketball. They trying to support us from a family in. We bringing in all of this, but the owner of the court get paid more than us. But you go to a park, it's a free one. But the owner of the companies get paid more than all of us. An owner of an NBA league got more money than 90% of the players that's on the team. But without the team of the players, this motherfucker won't have nothing. Do y'all see what I'm saying? That's how we getting pimped, because we don't know our culture. So we allow people that's from another country and come over here and they shake hands behind closed doors, and all we do is see them put it in front of us, and now it's told, hey, y'all gotta listen to this man when it comes to basketball. Hey, y'all gotta listen to this man when it comes to football. So they're showing us how they control our entertainment, showing us how we have no lead over that. We don't know these presidents that they keep pulling up. The most one we have known is Trump. The rest of these people come out of nowhere. Obama not even black. That's how they could treat black people. Somebody please, man, listen. That's what Castanet saying. Y'all don't know y'all culture. They gave y'all Obama and they said, hey, he black. Here you go. And we was like, yeah, black American. The man from Hawaii. The man from Honolulu. So then we did it again. Kamala Harris, yeah, go girl, go girl. She's not black. So it's just like, damn, boy, they could just tell somebody they black and they got y'all. Even with the Trayvon Martin thing, made it seem way worse for a whole race war to black people. Y'all need to stand up for what y'all believe in. So now we go against each other. Even me saying stuff like this, it'll be a black person like, you're Uncle Tom, bro. No, nigga, you's an idiot. You keep letting them trick us into battling each other out, and all us got to live with each other. I don't give a damn what color you is, nigga. It don't matter what store I go to, you might be white or black. It ain't like it's gonna keep you from being a certain color. Like, oh, he's black, he don't have these skills. Oh, he's white, he can't possess these. No, it's not like that. We started to see that's even a lie, where white people is actually getting good at basketball. So what is that shit? People that's from other countries getting good at it. They just don't practice on that stuff. They put different stuff as their priorities. America, we're based off our sports, because when the Castle Days was around, we was based off of putting somebody in a lion pen, and you see them in an arena, and he like this out that bit with a little ass dagger, and he got to fight this big ass lion, and they know he's gonna die. Or they'll see somebody out there get set on fire and they running around. Y'all can go research this shit. Council Days, this is what they did for their entertainment. So they'll sit there and they don't care that it's a crowd of people that just got blowed up or a crowd of people that just got hurt. That's not the thing. The point is to be entertained. That's just what it is. So now when we look at that same crowd that they used to have, and you out there like this with your little dagger fighting a lion, that's the same thing you look at now when you out there like this, getting ready to catch a punt return or a kick return. It's the same thing. They just decorated it different so you accept it. But you're still just the act. You're just the act. The act only get paid act money. The person that just said, hey, you want to do this for me? Just got paid more than you can ever get paid in your life. And you the one out there bringing the real talent. You the one doing everything. That nigga probably just mentioned your name. He coming on the stage, but it's what we used to. Come on, man. You know America's soft. You know we soft. There ain't nowhere in the hell we soft as hell. We let other people that never fought a day in their life for anything just come over here and just own everything. Just because they were willing to learn English and picked it up good enough. So they could be used as a government facade. Facade. Yes, thank you. Thank you. When you start treating people like they less than you, so which is what y'all trolls doing. It don't help, bro. Y'all is like adding on to the universe. The universe is not the same as what people think. The universe is basically the algorithm of all of our minds coming together. So right now, what we're seeing in the universe, from America's perspective, is a whole bunch of negativity and a whole bunch of crash out energy. A whole bunch of, hey, I'm ready to go slide on bro down the road because he owed me $20. But the guy that got y'all in both of that position, sitting over there just behind somewhere riding a big ass yacht. That's what I'm talking about. I don't see how, people can have a understanding, not no understanding for that. It's clear. And when they don't have an understanding for it, that's when I be like, oh, yeah, that's just a devil's child. And they're a fake devil. They're not even a real devil. The devil is not an existing thing. God is not an existing thing. That's what makes it wrong when y'all bring these things in existence. It's the things that way play out. So even if I want to say flat earthers is devils because they cancel out all their angels, now y'all can understand because angels is curvatures. So what you might say for one thing might not work for another thing. But some people would take that and try to use it on all angles. And sometimes it don't work like that. So instead of being a great angle or a positive angle, end up being a downwards angle or a downwards turn in some way. So it end up becoming as a demon, something that you didn't want to happen, something that that you didn't have your emotions attached to. So when it get into deepness of talk about Lilith being your inner bitch, it all goes down to it. That's why Lilith is considered as a demon. These are just talking about your emotions. The emotions that you keep secured the most. Once they get touched, how you come out and perceive things. Like I said, we'll rather kill each other over a hood or over, oh, I rep this shit and I rep that shit, and it's all owned by the government and they all playing us against each other. So if you thought you was a gangbanger and thought you was on your own, no. The government got a whole book of y'all, got leaders just like you that they said that weren't gonna snitch, got in there and told the police everything in order to get their time cut down. So when it comes to real gangsters, we don't want to hear no more of that. We starting to see that's a whole facade just to get you to be an idiot. Because regardless, they probably know you didn't do it, but they're like, fuck it, I might well give you the years since you don't want to tell. So we seeing us destroy each other from that way. Then you got telling. You should have never did the crime if you're going to tell on each other. So do y'all see what I'm saying? They always do it from a reverse perspective and a straight on head collision perspective. So when we get into racism, it's the same way. Hebrew Israelites is taught reverse racism. Jehovah Witness is taught racism. What's the name? Like each religion is taught racism or reverse racism. So when it's the black people say, hey, we need more power and this and that there, it's reverse racism. When it's white people and it's like, oh, we need this, that, there, it's racism. Then they do it by foreigners. They'll take a foreigner and have a foreigner because they're the same color of somebody, be like, hey, he's black, but he way from Africa, never did a life in America. This is how they float that energy towards. You get what I'm saying? Like this how it works. So basically what we see is, how is it cool to be inside your room and just doing a whole bunch of childish shit? Nobody call you out for it. You're good in the world. But when a nigga get up here and say, hey, y'all ain't tired of getting treated like this in the world? We all working harder than the people that's actually own more than us. The guy that's rich, that own, just say for instance, Walmart has enough money from 1 month to pay every employee 20 times, but ain't even gonna do it twice. We need to start worried about stuff like that. We need to start worried about stuff like that. First, they set us up and told us we had a thing called retirement, 401k plans and all that. Like I said earlier, I'm working with people 69 years old. They got to come out of retirement. It's teachers got to come out of retirement because the money and the finances and stuff not adding up. But yet it's the same world we've been in. If anything, it's more chickens growing than it was. Y'all got real chickens and fake chickens. Y'all done found different ways to make different plastic, learn how to reuse plastic. So how is it in the world if everything's still going up and everything is being reused? You get me? Like, come on, man. We got to stop getting tricked out here, y'all. And at this point, we just being like sheep. We just cattle. We just running around until it's time for us to get plucked up, fuck off, or sheared. Some of us get sheared and stay alive. Some of us get made out of lamb chops. You get what I'm saying? And they did the same thing to Native Americans. They came over, and when they came to America, they made some of them lay down and get down. And someone was not with the laying down. So they had to make them get down. They had to come with the manipulation of metals and stuff. You got to think of how strong a Native American is for them to can't even kill them on a war to war, that they had to come back with diseases. A Native American taking a regular tree that has fallen, has reached its expiration date, and used it for its resources. So them straight that bitch out, them made a shaft, an arrow shaft, them took a rock, sharpened that rock, took a vine, wrapped it around that motherfucker, and I made a whole arrow, and I did the same thing with the bow. Him that was kind of curvature, put that vine around it, tied another one, bam. Now you got a whole arrow out of straight nothing but what Mother Earth gave you. And y'all gotta sit there and manipulate metals and stuff just in order to go to war with somebody. That's just like nowadays. The jits nowadays, they'll kill you faster than they could defend themselves because they're so sensitive now. You get what I'm saying? They're soft now. You can't talk to them like that. And there's a reason why is because these people giving them foods and these people not giving them advice. So what they growing up and just seeing the chaos of what we went through and like, why the fuck y'all ain't do nothing? Gen Z looking at all the other generations like, y'all seen this going on. Why didn't y'all do nothing? Now we know why. Because we didn't have no culture. We didn't know what to do until they told us. So if they ain't told us to escape their matrix, we stayed in it. They told us to sit in their matrix, we did just this. Because we don't have nothing outside of it. People is not going to sit there and actually try to educate themselves outside of school. When they got out of school, they felt like that was it. I don't have to educate myself no more. But now you got a whole world where tricks and all this type of stuff have went on and you just been played a fool. And now you getting the back end of it. Everybody got to pay for lights. Everybody got to pay for food. Everybody got to pay for water. Even though everybody need food and water and shelter every day. 1 million houses haven't been sold in 10 years. But they still haven't been sold and ain't going to be sold. Why did it even have to be sold? You get what I'm saying? So even when the banks buy it or the government buy it, why it can't be just a house for whatever in the surrounding area to be able to lay their head, whatever they put together and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? All of them can try to get their life back together. They have those programs, y'all, but they only do it because of people start talking. So they try to do it a little bit just to take the pressure off of them. But it's not working. You get what I'm saying? They have one program for 30 people, but no, it's 200 homeless people in there. We ain't saying you can come up with a bed and stuff for every single one of them. But what I'm saying is, they just show you the world we're working for, and we willing to give our backs over, our rib cage. We're not getting nothing back in return. We not. So no matter how much LeBron ball, when LeBron get old and bro gotta retire, in 15 years from now, they're not gonna give him shit. So you can share LeBron video dunking on somebody that we seen 30 times. You can share that motherfucker versus sharing this because that's just the world we in. Shit, hell, when Dolo do videos, I don't expect people to share it because that's just the world we in, man. Bruh sit there and talk real shit his whole goddamn life, and motherfuckers still got a problem with it. It don't make no sense, bro. Motherfuckers retarded, man. So you say, are you on my side? No, I ain't on no side, man. We all need to be on one goddamn side. It's us versus them. We picking sides now is the whole point of the religion and all that. That's what I already broke down. That's when we picked the side. When we was like, oh, you black, that was a religion. When it was like, oh, you white, that was a religion. It was a colorism. So anytime we started putting eggs in a basket together, this is how we get our shit crushed, man. You know what I'm saying? That's all. But yeah, man, we lost though. I ain't gonna lie to you. We got a bunch of dumbasses like where we more worried about just making fun of stuff in life. And then when we get off the internet, now it's like, okay, now what? What you do is go to somebody else. So that's the thing about it. Like, they retarded. Your professor, don't worry about them. But that's how it is, man. Even professor. The only way you can become a professor is through them. Why everything got to be through them? So even though you got doctors that don't know what the fuck they doing, you got workers that don't know what the fuck they doing. Man, we're just talking about this today. You'll have a manager, don't even know how to manage, don't even know how to do the job, but somehow came in with more power and position than you. Like, we ain't tired of playing by these rules? Like, come on, man, this shit ain't right. Somebody could have been working at a job 14 years. They're going to bring a newbie in and pay that nigga more than they paid old boy. Like, come on, man. Y'all, I guess people don't feel it until it happened to them. So then when it happened to them, now they want to have all the, oh, somebody help me, everybody come together shit. And it's like, dog, it's already too late now. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, this is the reason why it works like this for us. So when we get it together and start realizing, okay, it's something that's missing. Y'all told me that Native American culture, the whole time America been over here, running its life good as hell, y'all fell for a story from the 1500s of a guy coming over here, taking over the land, and he just went from there. Y'all ain't gonna worry about how those people was living 1500 years before y'all brought y'all ass over here. You get what I'm saying? Because they was using what was resourceful. They was using nature. They're using the things that keep recycling in the world. God said he gave you eternal life. That don't mean that literally come from their Bible quotes, but behind the scenes of what it means is things gonna get reproduced. So they understand that, but they know people don't understand that. So when people hear it, they're thinking they're gonna come in the same body and mind. That's not reincarnation with spirit. That's reincarnation with body and mind. That ain't how it works. You come back as someone different. You don't look the same. So even when people used to ask me, if you so spiritual, can you tell me my future of who I used to be? If anybody tell you that, they're already a lie. Because your appearances come off your mind. When you died, that brain that you had, your consciousness, none of that comes with you. That's why this is a subconscious community. So we teach each other how to do these things spiritually so we can remember who we is. So when we go back through these tracks, we know how to move in the spiritual realm. So the next life, we can put ourselves in a better position than we was in this life. No matter even if it was a good position. Just put it better instead of putting ourselves in a worse position. Like some people don't understand how some people born in a poor family. And the family like the shit in the mud, got the worst attitude, no none of that. You don't understand. The mentality you had probably was a dog eat dog mentality. So now by you having that mentality, you growed up with a dog eat dog family where they don't mind shooting it out with each other, where they don't mind skinning one another out of a business or Sarah running off line for years that she stole the money. That's the reality of the life. You get what I'm saying? This is what we're straight with. So when it comes to these type of things, that's why everybody messed up. Don't have no culture. So when Castanet say we don't got no culture, we need to make sure we keep making sure he get those, 100,000 views because he said some real shit. Real shit. We have no culture as Black America. White America, y'all ain't got no culture either. It's like watered down culture that y'all got to get from other people. So if you're a Jew, you get it through them, but you're really not a Jew. You know what I'm saying? It's like stuff like that. So they already paint you against each other. Everybody know the Jews is selected as the hierarchy, but the way that they play it out is making people that want to become Jews without them actually understanding it. So they create a whole society, Hebrew Israelites, and all this type of shit here, where people are we the real Jews? Like Jews was a special race that was chosen by God to have more hierarchy than every other race, but yet God created every other race and every other tree, plant, animals, and all that, and said it all was good. Didn't say trees was good, but humans was better. You get what I'm saying? So even the storyline they're teaching y'all can't even get you to the point of how people's mind is fried. Like, this some real shit. It's like, how did you even get over it? Like in the beginning of the Bible and all this, it started talking about the sky. Started talking about the sun, the moon, the sun coming from the darkness. We can see that. We can understand that. That means the darkness was here first, and the light came from the darkness. So when you put a whole bunch of lights together, get what you get? Darkness. When a light comes from out of something, that's the illumination behind it. So that's the reason why you can spread colors. You can take a blue like this, add black to it, it'll make that blue darker. You can take a red like this, add white to it, and it all make it like an oranger. So you see how the lights have the blending effect. So, but if you take all of the lights together and put them all in one, you take green, red, purple, all this, and put it in one bucket, it turns black. It turns black like the space without those fake ass satellites in the sky that we call stars, which is really just a GPS system so they could track you. That's why I told y'all the other day, Star Trek, so we can track their ass, find out all the stars. You get what I'm saying? And the stars is you like me, I'm a star. It's the point up here, right, left, hey, he, ha, ho, who. If y'all don't know what that is, that's the reason why back in the days, council names, his name would be hey, he, or ha, ho. So when I could go through these different subjects, I could tie it all back into the same thing of just showing you how the body was created of us being the stars. They tricked us and told us we wasn't the stars, killed us, and threw the stars into space. So now you have the stars that own this sector. So that is how it's being looked at. So that satellite in the air is actually a sector. Now you'll have a bigger GPS, you have smaller ones, and all these type of things, so you have different road maps. So we see how these work. So we all know it's metal that they threw in the sky. And they made it that they could keep it floating. You see what I'm saying? So when they get to this type of stuff, we see that there's a lot of reason why they would even take over the sky is to try to become God from the beginning. Because they told us in the sky, Lord in heaven, supposed to actually meant the atmosphere above us. Thy mother supposed to be bbelow us. So even when we wonder how a tree first get born before we got here, it actually is like, if you want to put it in a sexual way, it's like God and Mother Earth making love with each other. So we start getting things to come out of the earth. It come from the water first, and then the water derive and turn into earth. So we see all these processes working. Even when it comes with a volcano. Y'all ever seen a volcano turn to an island? It's a very beautiful thing, and human can't do that. Humans study try to make islands, and those islands fall off. So you see everything that NASA try to do what nature was already doing. So even though nature create different animals with a different environment, like over here, you got cows. Our cows in Florida got like medium-sized hair. When you go to Texas, the way that they naturally grow, they grow more of a steer. So their horns is more longer when you're dealing with their cows. So you see the atmospheres have different growth on how things growing. Look at the trees. Look at these trees, right? You could tell I'm in a swampy area. You could tell this is where the Native Americans that was close to the rivers, and like they say, Swanee River, the villages, those are the names of the cities, but the Swanee is a actual a tribe, the Swanee tribe, the Akala tribe. So me being from Florida, I learned all the other tribe names, just like me, Potano people. So it's the same thing, and the reason why they call it that, you got different names that they call us in total, just like how they call a Mexican or Latino. You got stuff like that. But look at the trees. They all look like willow trees. They all look like oak and willow. Like, look, it's like the what? The swamp. So we see why they call Florida the swamp. It looked like I'm actually in the swamp, the infested area. If you look back here, it looked like I'm at a damn like I'm out here fishing or something. You know what I mean? Yeah, this is Florida. So do you know about your Florida heritage? Do you know that you got a tribe name? Do you know that your tribe came and they tried to protect these lands and we let somebody take over them and fool us and never care about them? Heard about it? So that's like us letting our ancestors down on the deep levels. People always talk about ancestry. They're talking about our actual ancestors, not no African that never stayed in America. And I've never been to Africa, so why would I be an African American? Makes no sense. But it does make sense when you take people from Africa and you try to make the perfect slave. So the people from Africa and the people from Nigeria and stuff, when they make babies, it come out more of a dark color. So now when you're dark color and you're being born in America, do you look like the Africans of that descent? They say, hey, you're African American. Because we know you're not an African, and we know you was born in America, but the way that you look, it looked like you was bred from the African tribes that was also tied in with us when we was out here trying to make the perfect slave. That's all they try to do is make the perfect slave. That's it, man. Y'all ain't know about that? It's literally books on that you can pull up how to make the perfect slave. So that's the reason why when people from Nigeria and people from Africa and stuff, they always talking about breeding. They always talking about trying to finance something. Some always trying to put their foot in the ground to try to make some type of statue to gain some type of power and priority. All right, we back too. What up? What up, boy? Oh yeah, man. You already know. What's up, cuz?
How you been?
Shit, chilling. I'm on live up here shooting some game to people, man. Gotta let them know what it is. Gotta let everybody know what it is.
Got to know that.
Yeah, yes, sir. I got you. I ain't gonna do you. But yeah, man. Like I said, a lot of y'all can't even go. I could do both. I could go around any type of race group, any type of body, and get along with anybody. That lets you know how that goes, man. I go around any type of group, even if it's nerds and I ain't even on that type of stuff. I could still go over there and get right along with the program. But that's just how it works when you got good energy. When you got bad energy, nobody wants you around. So you'll see these type of people that's talking crazy. Like even the last dude, right before I got off, right before the phone went dead, right? They got one of them said, if you can't get yourself on track, how are you going to help anybody else? And nobody ever said that we ain't on track or I'm not on track. Like, I don't get where these people come from. So what we see is a whole bunch of people that's, what I'm going to say, self-projecting. So what it is in the interior, they haven't handled some things themselves. So now when they come out to the world, this is how they got to handle it. And that's just what it is, man. So we got a whole bunch of people that's dealing with some balled up issues in the inside. And we start seeing it when it get projected on other people.